Hey everybody, are you like me and struggle to come up with quiz questions? This is like one of my weakest areas is trying to come up with quiz questions whenever I'm creating content. Well, luckily Rise AI Assistant can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So let's go ahead and find out how. I'm going to dive right into Rise here. So this is a course that I created a couple weeks ago. If you want to check out that video, you can go ahead and click on the link here as well, where I talk about being able to upload source content and then being able to generate blocks of content based on that source content. So that is an important part is I took this content and this is sample content that I have for a standards of conduct. So kind of boring material, but just like the importance of like dressing and grooming and how to behave and anti-harassment, different things like that. So I took that documentation and this is how I started to create this course. So in that course, I went to AI settings and then I uploaded that documentation. That is an important part. And especially the outline. If I come back into the AI assistant here and I come back into here, this course outline for each of my pages tells me what I want to focus on inside of that page. It is important because that's how you get the content. That's how it knows what to focus on for those different pages. So if I'm creating a quiz question inside of this page, for example, which is all on professional behavior and workplace, I need to have that focus. So when I'm creating a knowledge block, when I'm creating a quiz question, it knows what to focus the questions on. And this is really the biggest benefit of having the AI assistant, in my opinion, over something of just like using ChatGPT, is because you already have the course content here. It basically knows that it's instructional design, that you're creating an e-learning course. And so you have that focus already. And you can tell it to define it based on different principles and stuff like that. But if I'm coming in here and I'm going to click on AI Assistant, what I'm going to do is generate a knowledge check. A knowledge check is basically just one question as part of the block. Now it's going to pull up this here, and it's going to use the different principles here of like upholding integrity in the workplace, handling confidential information, preventing and reporting data breaches. This is all content that's coming from this information that I've already provided it, coming from that outline, coming from that source material. Now, with anything AI, you should not just trust anything that comes out of the box. You need to have this, you import the content, and then you basically have it give you some content. So there is that, my friend Debbie Richards says this all the time, having human, AI, human, where you're basically giving it some prompts, you're taking the output, and then you're revising the output from here. So for now, what I'm going to do is just have it create some content on handling confidential information. So it's going to give me back a question here, and it's going to provide me with specific questions. I can basically change the focus. Okay, don't focus on that specifically, or let's revise this into just 2 options instead of 1 option. Let's don't give feedback on every answer. Let's just give generic feedback. That is something that I can do to help revise it. That's all I have to do is basically change the focus. Let's focus more on what to do when data is leaked. So let's go ahead and hit enter. So you can see right here, what should you do if you suspect a data leak in the workplace? So I can define that, and then you can even give it specific instructions on the answers. You can have it add more answers if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and click on Insert Knowledge Check. But that's what I'm talking about, is don't just take the first response that it comes. You can go ahead and you can refine it. You can always refine it inside of here too. So I can come in here and even select this and go into the edit with AI to make it a little bit better, to expand upon it. You can do that on an individual basis. That little chat window is just doing it on the entire question. And you can always come into edit here, and this is where you can edit the feedback. If you wanted to change this feedback instead of by choice, you can always do this by correct or incorrect, and you can have that prompt correct or incorrect feedback. So that is a quiz on the individual level here. Now, something to keep in mind, if I click on this AI block edit with AI, right now I can only generate blocks in multiple choice or multiple response. So there's some types of quiz questions that I cannot do through AI. So that's important. If you come in here and you click on, let's go ahead and do block, let's go to AI blocks. And now we're going to come down to question. This will basically take us to the same spot. So let's create another question here. And you can see that it is now a multiple response. And so it's giving me 2 different choices instead. So I'm going to click on Insert Knowledge Check. and now it's a multiple response. So, and you'll know if I switch this over to a different type of question. Let's go ahead and click on block library. I'm going to go into the knowledge check here, and I'm going to go down to fill in the blank. This is how I know it cannot be generated with AI, because if I come in here, I don't have that edit with AI. So if you see a type of question that has that, that's essentially why. Hopefully we're able to edit in the future with those types of questions. Now, this is the knowledge check. It will focus on the pages that you're working on. It'll focus on the outline, so make sure that you have a good outline as well. Check out that previous video. But let's go ahead and create an entire page that's a quiz. So I'm going to take a step back here, and I'm going to go into here, and instead of adding content, I'm actually going to create a quiz. I can do it this way and generate with AI here if I wanted to add several different types of questions. Let's go ahead and do this for now. Which of the following best practices demonstrates value in the workplace? And so it is focused on this. And then I can go ahead and insert the question, and then it's going to insert it for me. Now I can always come in here and click on this and delete the other questions that don't really have any content yet. So you can do that individually, question by question. Or let's go back up a level and let's actually do AI assistant. Now this is where I'm going to generate a quiz. Now it's going to create a quiz without any types of customization, or you can click on customize quiz and you can say, create quiz questions for all of these different sections here if I wanted to. But let's see what happens when you create a quiz without any type of customization. Now keep in mind that you can also generate these types of quiz questions using Storyline. I'll have a future video that covers in depth how to take Storyline and how to generate quiz questions inside of Storyline. Unfortunately, right now, you can't have source content inside of Storyline. I hope that changes in the future, but as of right now, I can't do that. So let's go ahead and click on Edit Content. And you can see already it's generated several different types of questions for me. Most of them are multiple choice or multiple correct. So you can see right here, it's only generated one multiple correct for me, but I can always go in here and change this out if I wanted to. Click on Edit with AI up on the top, and this allows me to see that same box that I saw before and define it and add additional stuff to it and say, no, change the focus on this. These are different things you can do with the AI assistant inside of your quiz and inside of knowledge checks. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. Always keep in mind, always that this is a tool and you have to give it the correct inputs to get the correct outputs, but you always have to check the work. You always have to make sure that it is giving you the right type of information. But hopefully this at least saves you some time to be able to create quiz questions or at least come up with some ideas, because that's what I struggle with the most, and then refine it. Once I have kind of that content, I can go in and refine it, no problem. So this has been a tremendous help for me to be able to create quiz questions, both inside of Rise and inside of Storyline. And if you want to check out more, head on over to my website at learningdojo.ninja. If you click on blog, I do have a new community that you can join where I post my weekly blogs and have different discussions there. You can search for content. You can also download free templates, both inside of Storyline and XAPI templates, but you can also check out all of my courses covering everything from A to Z in Articulate Storyline 360, XAPI Fundamentals, Articulate Rise, also my new course that I'm currently working on, my JavaScript and Articulate Storyline 360. If you like this video, head on over to my YouTube channel, click that like button and subscribe to my channel, as well as hit the bell notification so you get notified of all future videos as they come out. That really helps my channel, allows me to continue to grow, to produce these videos for you. And my main goal is to help you become the best learning developer that you can be, that you can get the most out of these tools to help you out with your job. If you also want to see additional videos or there's some topic that you want me to cover, feel free to comment down below and tell me what you want to see. That's all I have for today, so thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.